The Palestinian struggle for self-determination has been a defining issue in the Middle East for over 7 decades. Since the creation of Israel in 1948, Palestinians have endured dispossession, occupation, and displacement. Throughout this ordeal, they have looked to their Arab brethren for support, clinging to the hope of a unified Arab front against their plight. However, history tells a different story, a narrative of broken promises, strategic blunders, and ultimately, a betrayal of the Palestinian cause by those who vowed to protect them. From the ashes of the Ottoman Empire, Arab leaders emerged with a solemn pledge to support the Palestinian people in their struggle against Zionism. Gamal Abdel Nasser of Egypt, a figurehead of Pan-Arabism, famously declared, "The Arab nation will not rest until Palestine is liberated." These pronouncements ignited hope in the hearts of Palestinians, offering a glimmer of solace amidst the storm of displacement and dispossession. Yet, as the years turned into decades, these promises rang hollow, replaced by the harsh reality of Arab disunity and self-interest. The Palestinian issue, despite being a common thread woven into the fabric of Arab identity, became a bargaining chip, a pawn in the geopolitical games played by regional and global powers. The Palestinian cause, once a beacon of unity, was relegated to the periphery, sacrificed at the altar of expediency and national interest. This essay delves into the historical and political complexities of the Arab world's relationship with Palestine, examining the factors that have contributed to this enduring tragedy. The year 1948 marked a watershed moment in Palestinian history, etched in their collective memory as the Nakba, or catastrophe. As the British mandate for Palestine ended, Zionist forces swiftly moved to occupy vast swaths of land, declaring the creation of the State of Israel. What followed was a brutal ethnic cleansing campaign, forcing over 700,000 Palestinians from their homes. This mass exodus created a refugee crisis that continues to haunt the region to this day. Arab states, despite their earlier promises, were ill-prepared for the magnitude of the Zionist assault. Their military intervention, while presented as a pan-Arab effort to salvage Palestine, was marred by disorganization, internal rivalries, and a lack of coordination. Egypt, Syria, Transjordan, Lebanon, and Iraq all sent troops, but their efforts proved insufficient against the more organized and better-equipped Israeli forces. The 1948 war ended in a humiliating defeat for the Arab side, cementing Israel's control over 78% of historic Palestine. The remaining territories were divided between Egypt, Gaza Strip, and Transjordan, West Bank, later annexed. This defeat not only shattered the dream of an independent Palestinian state, but also exposed the hollowness of Arab solidarity. The Palestinian people, betrayed by the very nations that vowed to protect them, were left to grapple with the devastating consequences of displacement and dispossession. The 1967 Six-Day War dealt another devastating blow to Palestinian aspirations and further exposed the limitations of Arab support. In a lightning-fast offensive, Israel captured the West Bank, Gaza Strip, Sinai Peninsula, and Golan Heights, completing its occupation of all of historic Palestine. This victory solidified Israel's military dominance in the region and had profound consequences for the Palestinians, who found themselves living under Israeli military rule. The aftermath of the 1967 war witnessed a new wave of Palestinian displacement, with thousands fleeing their homes in the newly occupied territories. The war also led to the expansion of Israeli settlements in the West Bank, a policy that continues to this day, further eroding the possibility of a viable Palestinian state. The Arab response to this new reality was a mixture of condemnation and resignation. The Arab League, convened in the wake of the defeat, issued the Khartoum Resolution, famously stating no peace with Israel, no recognition of Israel, no negotiations with Israel. However, this declaration of 3 no's proved to be more symbolic than substantial, lacking any concrete plan of action to reverse the occupation or alleviate the suffering of the Palestinians. The 1967 war, therefore, not only marked a territorial defeat, but also a strategic and moral failure on the part of the Arab world. The plight of Palestinians extended beyond the borders of historic Palestine, as the refugee camps in neighboring countries became stark reminders of their dispossession. Jordan and Lebanon in particular found themselves grappling with the presence of substantial Palestinian populations, leading to complex social, political, and security challenges. Jordan, which had annexed the West Bank in 1950, initially offered a path to citizenship for Palestinians living under its rule. However, the relationship between the Jordanian state and the Palestinian Liberation Organization, PLO, which gained prominence in the 1960s, became increasingly strained. Fearing the rise of Palestinian nationalism within its borders, Jordan cracked down on the PLO's presence, culminating in the bloody Black September conflict of 1970, which forced the organization out of the country. Lebanon, too, witnessed a similar trajectory, with its large Palestinian refugee population becoming entangled in the country's own internal divisions. The presence of armed Palestinian groups within Lebanon, while initially tolerated, became a source of tension, contributing to the outbreak of the Lebanese Civil War in 1975. The war, lasting for 15 years, had devastating consequences for both the Lebanese and Palestinian populations.